What is this? Is this a political video made by ToxicWildHog? This is a political video made by ToxicWildHog. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a video about this chicken nugget. He said a few things. Let's just get started.
We have to look at the internet because a lot of bad things are happening to young kids and young minds, and their minds are being formed. And we have to do something about maybe what they're seeing and how they're seeing it. And also video games. I'm hearing more and more people say the level of violence on video games is really shaping young people's thoughts.
Who'd you hear that from? Limbaugh or Hannity?
And then you go the further step, and that's the movies. You see these movies, they're so violent, and yet a kid is able to see the movie if sex isn't involved.
You are worried about sexism being portrayed in the media. Now, originally, I was going to play one of the mini clips that demonstrates just how little respect that he has for women. Time and time again, it has been shown that he has no respect for women. I don't think there's really a good way for me to drive that point further at all without being redundant. So I'm actually going to decide to not even touch that.
And yet a kid is able to see the movie if sex isn't involved, but killing is involved, and maybe they have to put a rating system for that.
I am not a praying man. I don't pray. If I was a praying man, I would pray that what you meant was that the rating systems that we do have, those rating boards that we do have for movies and games, should place higher ratings on the pieces of media that contain killing, for example. They should place higher ratings on those games and movies. And I'm going to pray that what you did not mean that we should already have those rating systems. This is just a Monday for Donnie.
And you get into a whole very complicated, very big deal.
No, it is not a big deal, and no, it is not complicated.
But the fact is that you are having movies come out that are so violent with the killing and everything else that maybe that's another thing we're going to have to discuss.
This is a dead horse that the media has come back to again and again to try to beat. And again and again, it has been shown that it's all much ado about nothing.
That maybe that's another thing we're going to have to discuss. And a lot of people are saying it.
What are you talking about? This is the first time that video games have had anything to do with politics since that one time that Obama mentioned that the Xbox exists.
You have these movies today where you can go and have a child see the movie, and yet it's so violent and so disgusting. So we may have to talk about that also.
Are you really not aware that children who are not old enough to see R-rated films are not going to be able to get into a competent movie theater in which an R-rated film is being played, unless there is a parent and or guardian there that is old enough to take them to go see it. You know that, right? I mean, sure, there might be some cases where there are some incompetent parents who may take a child to go see a film that arguably they shouldn't be watching. Sure, that might happen. I mean, like, you're not saying that we should start enforcing laws concerning this, I mean, right? Alright, so now the one thing that I haven't touched on yet is how he mentioned violence in movies and games. And for the entirety of this video, I've kind of conflated the media with movies and games. And I really don't feel like having to go back and edit it right now. So I'm just going to say movies and games for the entirety of this video. Probably taking more time to mention that than I should. But anyways, though, alright, if you think that violent movies and games cause people to become violent, you're stupid. You know, maybe there's some people out there who, oh, I don't know, might become inspired by a game or a movie. Let me tell you about how a game recently inspired me. I've been playing lots of Twilight Struggle, and that's inspired me to become more interested in the Cold War. I know that I much better understand the Cold War. I understand that if Donald Trump was president during the Cold War, none of us would be here. Oh no, that's not what you were talking about? Oh, okay, let me use a better example. Grand Theft Auto. Alrighty, let's talk about that game then. Grand Theft Auto 5 inspired me to never want to buy another Grand Theft Auto title again. Oh no, that's not a good example either? Oh, okay. You can, oh yeah, like, I don't know, rob stores and, shoot people and whatever. But, I mean, at least for me personally, after playing GTA 5, I haven't felt any desire to do any of those things in real life at all. Just me personally. I mean, call me crazy, or maybe all the people that I know are also crazy because, like, they haven't said anything about wanting to shoot people and rob stores as a result of playing GTA 5. Here's an idea for a video game that I think Donald Trump might like. Wall building simulator. I wonder if he'd have a problem with how much blood, guts, gore, sexism, and violence with extra sexism if it'd bother him. If you want to worry about violence, look into preventing these shootings such as the one we recently had in Florida, or the one that was still not as recently in Vegas. It just seems that no matter what, whenever there's a violent domestic event that happens, it seems that video games always get mentioned in a bad light somehow. It just seems that in general, the form of media that is video games always, it seems to be the scapegoat. It always gets criticized the most. I'm gonna at least pretend that you're more concerned with how swattings still happen. I'm gonna pretend that you're more concerned with those matters than you are with the rating systems that we already do have already doing their job, and at least in my opinion, in a just fine fashion, as is just now, and I don't feel as though we need to change anything. I take that back, come to think of it. I think that PG-13 films nowadays aren't very PG-13, and that some of them should have gotten an R rating. Yeah, what a plot twist. I'm the one here that's actually calling stuff too graphic. Huh? Alright, well, I'm ToxicWildHog, and that's my one serious video for the fortnight that I will sometimes make. I'm going to go back to streaming Twilight Struggle and Left 4 Dead, what have you. I've been trying to get stuff fixed so I can stream Dynasty Warriors 9. I've had it since release day. If you have any critiques, constructive or otherwise, I would like to hear. I hope that you have a good day. And that right there was originally where this video was going to end. And then I was uploading it, and it was maybe a quarter of the way uploaded. And then it occurred to me, you know what? Maybe I actually have no idea what it is that I am talking about at all, and that I have no business at all making a video about this matter, because I have no idea what it is that I'm even talking about and should just shut up. So I sent it to a few friends. The upload, sent it to a few friends. That upload was privated, and only those who had the link could watch it. It's not the first time I've made such an upload on this channel, and I let them have their opinion of it because I wanted to know what they thought. They thought it was great, so I decided to make some revisions accordingly, and here it is. So maybe perhaps I do have no idea what it is that I'm actually talking about and should shut up. I'd like to know. This is the most serious video I've ever done. So that's that.